In the chilly winter of 1604, in the charming Alsatian town of Strasbourg, snow covers the rooftops and candlelight flickers through frosted windows. Inside a home, a fir tree stands tall, decorated with paper roses, apples, and sweetmeats. This is the earliest recorded mention of the Christmas tree, a tradition that would grow to become a universal symbol of Christmas joy. But the story of the Christmas tree is much more than a tale of ornaments and tinsel. It's a journey through history, culture, and myth, deeply rooted in the human desire to find light during the darkest days of winter. So, where did the tradition of using and decorating the Christmas tree originate? Let's dive into its history and discover its origins. Hello and welcome to Season 2 of Roots Revealed. I'm Binish aka Beans, your guide to the fascinating history, culture, and the science of plants. Together, we'll uncover how plants have shaped civilizations, ecosystems, and our understanding of the natural world. Let's kick off with our next episode. Long before the Christmas tree became a beloved holiday symbol, the bond between human and trees was both profound and sacred. Trees have been an essential part of faith-based rituals and have been used as decoration throughout all of ancient human history. The Egyptians used fresh green palms and papyrus reeds to worship the sun god Ra. Early Romans decorated their temples with evergreen branches to celebrate Saturn, the god of agriculture. Pagans in Europe adorned the interiors of their homes with evergreen branches during the winter solstice. These ancient traditions laid the groundwork for cultural evolution. As cultures merged and beliefs intertwined, the seeds of the Christmas tree tradition began to take root. The origins of the Christmas tree can be traced back to Germany during the Renaissance period. German folklore tells the legend about blossoming Christmas trees dating back to the 15th century. The earliest known mention is from a 1426 letter by the Bishop of Bamberg. Around 1430, a chronicler from Nuremberg described a remarkable tree near the city that bloomed and bore fruit on the holy night despite the deep snow and cold winds. Such accounts of blooming trees during Christmas time continued throughout the 16th, 17th, and 18th centuries in Germany. The folklore of blossoming trees extends even further north. In medieval England, the Glastonbury thorn was said to bloom on Christmas Eve. In Iceland, there's a tale of a mountain ash at Mordruful that sprang from the blood of two innocents. Every Christmas Eve, this tree glowed with lights unextinguished by even the strongest gale. As these miraculous tree tales spread, they intertwined with emerging Christmas traditions, giving rise to legends. One popular legend credits Martin Luther, the great German reformer of the Western Church, for the discovery of the Christmas tree. On a starry Christmas Eve, Luther is said to have been so struck by the beauty of the heavens that he brought a tree into his home and decorated it with candles to recreate the night sky, thereby giving rise to the notion of the first Christmas tree. Another origin story explains how Germans blended two customs that had been practiced in different parts of the world. The paradise tree, which symbolized the tree of knowledge from the Garden of Eden, was a fir tree decorated with apples. This was combined with the Christmas light representing the birth of Christ, which was a small pyramid-shaped structure typically decorated with glass balls, tinsel, and a candle on top. These mystical legends of miraculous trees set the stage for the emerging Christmas tree tradition. In the early 17th century, decorating trees during Christmas was a local custom in Strasbourg, France, where families brought evergreen firs into their homes for Christmas. By 1642, Professor Dannhauer, a devout Protestant, frowned upon the practice, calling it child's play that distracted the true spiritual celebration. Yet, despite his disapproval, the Christmas tree grew in popularity. Fast forward to 1737, on the eastern edge of Germany in Zittau, small trees adorned with decorations and lit candles used as gifts became a part of family traditions. Each tree was decorated according to its recipient, making every Christmas Eve a moment of personal joy and wonder. But the Christmas tree was not always an evergreen variety. For instance, in the olden times in Nordlingen, a Bavarian town in Germany, families planted cherry or apricot trees in pots months before Christmas, encouraging them to bloom in the dead of winter. In Austrian Silesia, peasant women carried Barbara branches, twigs cut from fruit trees on St. Andrew's Day, hoping they would bloom by Christmas. These branches were believed to bring good fortune and reveal witches during Christmas Mass. The modern Christmas tree is a spruce, pine, fir, or artificial tree that is traditionally adorned with lights, tinsel, garlands, and ornaments, often featuring an angel or star on top. During Christmas Eve, cookies, nuts, and gifts are often placed under the tree's branches. For centuries, trees have served as a unifying force connecting diverse cultures and generations. They stand as symbols of hope, joy, and the cherished traditions of the holiday season. The calendar changes that took place in the late 16th and 18th centuries played an unforeseen role in shaping the vibrant cultural narrative of the Christmas tree. In 1582, Pope Gregory VIII implemented the Gregorian calendar, which replaced the Julian calendar that had been in use since 45 BCE. The British, with their strong sense of independence, rejected this change for 170 years. It wasn't until 1752 that the British Parliament embraced the Gregorian calendar, and in order to synchronize with the solar year, they had to eliminate 11 days from September. This change in the calendar gave birth to a fascinating tradition called the Old Christmas. Rather than celebrating the holiday on December 25th, some chose to celebrate it on January 5th or 6th, clinging to the traditional Julian calendar. In the misty mountains of southern Appalachia, Old Christmas evolved into something much deeper than a mere date. It transformed into a vibrant blend of folklore and cherished customs. In a typical Blue Ridge mountain home in Appalachian Highlands, the tree lighting was a deeply spiritual ceremony. As midnight approached on Old Christmas Eve, the family would gather and the aging grandmother would begin singing the Cherry Tree Carol, a folk song with roots in medieval mystery plays. Then, in a solemn ritual, the eldest boy would be lifted to place a single candle on the highest branch of an undecorated pine tree. This lone candle was symbolically powerful, representing what mountain people called the Star of Hope that guided the wise men to the manger long ago. It wasn't about decoration or presents, but about reverence and the connection to a sacred moment. While the precise observance of Old Christmas has largely faded, its spirit lives on. The trees, the carols, the candlelight, they were more than mere customs in the olden times. They were a bridge between the earthly and the divine, a way for mountain communities to mark the passage of time, celebrate family, and hold on to hope during the dark winter months. As the Christmas tree tradition began to take root, it was destined to travel far beyond Germany. The earliest records of Christmas trees being cut for decoration outside Europe date back to the 1820s within the German community of Pennsylvania, although the practice may have roots that extend even further back. In fact, as early as 1747, Moravian Germans in Pennsylvania showcased a community tree which was a wooden pyramid decorated with candles. However, it wasn't until the 1840s that Christmas trees began to shed their image as pagan symbols, as they were still largely unaccepted by the majority of Americans at that time. Like many other holiday traditions, the Christmas tree was embraced quite late in America. The early Puritan leaders in New England regarded Christmas celebrations as sinful. William Bradford, the second governor of the Pilgrims, made efforts to eliminate what he called the pagan mockery associated with the holiday, imposing penalties for any signs of merriment. In 1659, Massachusetts passed a law that deemed any celebration on December 25th a criminal act, with fines imposed for those who dared to hang decorations. This strict attitude persisted until the arrival of more German and Irish immigrants in the 19th century, which began to erode the Puritan influence. In France, the Christmas tree was introduced in 1830 by Duchess Helena of Orleans. Initially viewed as an exotic German custom, it became a cherished part of the Parisian holiday celebrations, with Empress Eugenie of France enthusiastically championing the tradition. Across the English Channel, the Christmas tree made its royal debut in 1840 when Prince Albert, the German consort of Queen Victoria, brought it back to Buckingham Palace. In 1846, the Illustrated London News featured a charming sketch of Queen Victoria and Prince Albert surrounded by their children around a Christmas tree. Unlike earlier royal families, Victoria enjoyed immense popularity among her people, and her courtly traditions quickly set trends, not just in Britain, but also among the stylish circles of East Coast America. By the 1890s, the Christmas ornaments too began to make their way from Germany, coinciding with a surge in the popularity of Christmas trees across the United States. Observers noted, while Europeans typically favored smaller trees around 4 feet tall, Americans preferred their Christmas trees to reach all the way from the floor to the ceiling. In the early 1900s, Americans primarily decorated their Christmas tree with handmade ornaments, while German Americans often opted for traditional decorations like apples, nuts, and marzipan cookies. The practice of stringing popcorn, dyed in vibrant colors and intertwined with berries and nuts, also became popular. The introduction of electric lights transformed the festive atmosphere, allowing Christmas trees to shine brightly for extended periods. This innovation led to the emergence of Christmas trees in town squares nationwide, and had become a quintessential part of the American holiday season. By the 19th century, the Christmas tree was no longer just a German tradition. It had become a universal emblem of Christmas, transcending borders, religions, and cultures. Every holiday season, the tradition of Christmas trees brings warmth and joy, but behind the twinkling lights lies a deeper story of environmental, societal, and ethical impacts. Trees provide habitats for wildlife and absorb carbon dioxide, yet the practice isn't without challenges. Most Christmas trees grown on tree farms can harm the environment through monoculture practices that reduce biodiversity. Repeated planting degrades the soil quality, and the excessive use of pesticides and fertilizers contaminate the soil and water. Additionally, Christmas tree farms contribute to greenhouse gas emissions through machinery and transportation. In 2023, the German Federation for the Environment and Nature Conservation, or BUND, found that over two-thirds of Christmas trees were contaminated with pesticides. A total of 15 different active substances or chemical residues were detected in 14 out of the 19 Christmas trees tested, which were purchased from different parts in Germany, such as Berlin, Bavaria, Bremen, Lower Saxony, and more. After the holidays, discarded trees often end up in landfills, releasing methane, a potent greenhouse gas. In the UK alone, around 8 million real Christmas trees are discarded annually, contributing approximately 12,000 tons of waste each year. Ethical debates also surround artificial trees. While they save live trees, they come with a significant carbon footprint due to their plastic composition. However, using artificial trees for 10 to 20 years can help offset their initial environmental impact, making them more sustainable than real trees used only once. On the other hand, the Christmas tree industry supports rural economies and provides jobs, although concerns about fair labor conditions persist. Meanwhile, sustainable tree farms and recycling programs offer a more eco-friendly path forward. Ultimately, the choice of a Christmas tree is more than a festive decision. It's an opportunity to balance tradition with environmental and ethical responsibility. Today, whether it's a tiny tabletop tree in a modest home or a grand spectacle in a bustling city square, the Christmas tree continues to bring people together. As you gather around your own tree, be it real, artificial, or potted, take a moment to consider its journey through history and its impact on the world around us. Let it remind you of the power of thoughtful choices and the hope for a brighter, greener future. This holiday season, may your tree shine not just with the lights, but with the spirit of love and the magic of Christmas.